Welcome back to America Right Now. As we bring this exciting midterm election in for a landing on Tuesday, one congressional race in the state of Alaska is a horse race of a different kind. Alaska's one and only congressional district opened for the first time in decades following the death of the Dean of the House of Representatives, Don Young, earlier this year. After a special election put the seat in Democrat hands, 3 other candidates are now vying for the full term there. Incumbent Democrat Mary Peltola is running against Republican Nick Begich, Libertarian Chris Bai, and former Alaska governor and former vice presidential nominee Sarah Palin. And ranked choice voting in Alaska means divining the outcome may be a challenge. So to discuss this unusual congressional race, my colleague Rob Schmidt sat down with Governor Palin late yesterday. He began by asking her about the new election procedure of ranked choice voting and the potential impact on her race. Take a look.
It's complicated, it's convoluted, and I hope this doesn't happen elsewhere around our country, because we're looking at no more simplicity, no more one man, one vote. No, this new kind of voting system, you rank candidates. You don't have primaries anymore, so it's kind of a free-for-all, like a big jungle primary. For instance, in our race for Congress, 50 candidates jumped in there.
Of all parties.
Of all parties, or no party at all. Okay, so the first round of voting back in June, I won that out of the 50 by a lot. But it wasn't one man, one vote. That was just the first step in a process of elimination. We're going into our 4th round of voting now on November 8th. And instead of just voting for who do you want to represent you in Congress, Alaska? No, you rank the candidates, first, second, third, however many candidates are in there. And then through a process of elimination, the lowest vote getter, they get eliminated, but the votes that they did receive, an algorithm in the Dominion computer system takes that vote and redistributes it to the candidates still left standing. So now we're down to 3 candidates left standing, and voters on Tuesday will rank us.
Yeah, and I get it. It's obviously complicated and it's strange. Why would anybody do this?
Well, it was a ballot proposition, and actually Alaskan voters adopted this. However, we all agree that we were schnookered. There was a 26-page explanation that accompanied the ballot proposition, which should have told everyone right there. Too complicated, too convoluted, let's just keep it simple. It was sold under the guise of, in fact, the language itself was keep dark money out of Alaskan politics. The irony, of course, is that no, it was dark money that actually funded the whole idea, the whole concept. And it was written by Senator Lisa Murkowski's attorney, Mr. Kendall, who wrote this, admittedly. In fact, Project Veritas did some undercover work on it, and those who supported the ballot proposition said, yeah, it's for Lisa Murkowski to be able to retain her seat because she can't win as a Republican in Alaska.
She's not conservative enough, right?
Right, absolutely not. You know, she voted to impeach Trump. She voted against some of Alaska's oil developments even.
So she needs some kind of support from the other party, and that's how you can get it.
And what it does, it does split votes because there are no more primaries. And this is the first year that we've done this, though, and I think certainly Alaskan voters, hopefully others who are observing this around the country are seeing, no, this is not what we want.
The best way to be is to be somebody that's maybe on one side or the other, but is somewhat popular and probably more moderate, and maybe that's kind of the best formula to win in ranked choice is what I would think.
Right, absolutely. But still, you know, it's impossible to get 50% plus 1 in order to just claim victory in this. Not when you have 50 candidates in the first go around.
Such a strange thing. Well, let's talk about the topics. I mean, we're going to see what happens on Tuesday. You just had a debate. You talked about inflation, Biden's energy policies, which are huge topics in Alaska. You hit on both. You echoed one of your favorite sayings as well. Let's go ahead and listen to that.
We need to drill, baby, drill. Energy costs are the driver of inflation. Energy costs, which affect absolutely everything that we do in America, everything that we consume. Oil and gas, it touches that.
You know, what drives me the most crazy is listening to this administration talk about how they're doing everything that they can to bring relief to Americans that are going to pay a fortune to heat their house this winter, pay a fortune at the pump for their cars. It's all a lie.
It is. And the Biden policy, the Biden-Pelosi policy, it's the antithesis of a sound energy policy. There's an inherent link between energy and security and energy and prosperity. Right. And Biden, back in 2020, on March 15, 2020, Biden told Jake Tapper in a debate, he said, no more oil drilling. We're going to shut it down. He told us what he was going to do. And now the things that he had promised, well, they're coming to fruition. He literally wants to lock up our responsible exploitation of our God-given natural resources. And he wants to go hat in hand, as he has been, to our enemies who weaponize energy against us and ask them to produce oil, gas, rare earths, the minerals for America, when the oil and other energy producing states, certainly Alaska, we used to produce 18% of the U.S. domestic supply of energy. Yeah. We have it. God created in abundance for responsible use of mankind, and yet Biden doesn't want to turn on the spigot.
Yeah, he doesn't want to tick off the funders of his future campaigns in the Democrat Party. It's green energy. Trying to scare voters basically into continuing the disaster that we've seen over the last 2 years. Here's Biden in Washington earlier this week.
This is also the first election since the events of January 6th, when the armed, angry mob stormed the U.S. Capitol. I wish I could say the assault on our democracy had ended that day, but I cannot.
It's really all they got. That's all they got to say. That's the only sale they have to the American people.
That's what I was going to say. You know, they can't get the Trump train movement on policies that were adopted, because we did become energy independent finally. You know, we were actually exporters of energy. We were a safer, more prosperous nation under the Trump policies. So yeah, they can't go there. So they have to keep ginning up this stuff that had happened in the past. By the way, what is their forward-looking view and vision for our country anyway, and for the electorate? You never hear that. They're always looking behind. They're always pointing fingers of blame, and that's why I think there's going to be that red wave. People are going, nah, no more status quo.
Their future is the chaos we have right now, and nobody wants any more of that. I think that's true. Right. One big theme of this election is parents trying to protect their kids from this agenda that we can all feel just infiltrating every part, every corner of our society. Talk about that.
Yeah, I look at that as, you know, a bunch of mama grizzlies across this country going, no, we will rear up on our hind legs and we will do whatever we can to protect our cubs. That next generation, we know something is amiss. Something is not right with the mandates, with the curriculum being shoved down our throats. And parents we want our rights back. We want to control, again, how we raise our families, how we run our businesses, because we know, and politicians should be able to trust the people to do it better than the faceless, nameless bureaucrats and politicians in some far-off bubble thinking that they know best for us. No, we want to exercise our rights. We want to protect those rights, and we're doing it all. You know, we will lay our life on the line for our kids. So when it comes to the kids, you don't mess with them, and the Democrats are messing with our children.
Yeah. They certainly are. I got to ask one final question. A few days from an election, you're not in Alaska, you're in New York. Yeah. Why is that?
Because our local media, not only have they gone so far as to, relishing in kind of fake news and criticizing and spinning things up that I and other conservatives up there engage in. No. Even worse, they just ignore us. There's no coverage of certainly anything positive, any kind of positive vision or positive record of mine. They don't mention that I was a governor and a mayor and an oil and gas regulator and the VP candidate for the GOP. None of that stuff. Yeah. So I have to do national interviews in order to get Alaskans to hear what the word is. And Alaskans do pay a lot more attention to Newsmax and every other national outlet than they do our local news.
I love that. I do love that. I love Alaska. It's a beautiful state. I've been there. It is such a beautiful place. Yeah. Former Governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin, thank you so much.
Good
to see you.
Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
for real people.